Hey guys, this is Super Sam. I'm going to give you my M21 limited set review, talking about which cards are good in draft and sealed, and maybe some archetype stuff. Just looking through my first impressions of everything. So we have a 2/2 Vigilance with the dog tag. It's the Alpine Watchdog. Seems like a solid creature. I haven't seen many of the other creatures in the set, but it's pretty efficient. It's a bear plus, which is usually good. Next, onto Angelic Ascension, which actually is, I feel like it's going to be a sleeper. A lot of people might not realize this stops a kill spell and gives you a 5-drop, pretty much. It turns your 1-drop into a 5-drop. If this was a black instant spell that said sacrifice a creature, create a 4/4 flyer, people would understand, but maybe if it was a 4/4 demon, sacrifice a creature, but this has so much versatility. It can remove a creature from combat. It can do a whole bunch of things this is a very, very solid uncommon, and it might even pull you into white. We have Anointed Chorister. I don't know. Chorister? Singer? Yeah, I sing. There you go. 1/1 lifelink for 1, and he has the Almighty Brushwag type effect. He gets +3/+3. Brushwag was really good. I feel like one of the reasons why Brushwag was really good is because of that trample. So, and it costs 1 less. I think this card is subpar. You're not going to be completely unhappy to see it in your deck. A lifelink blocker is not terrible. It's a mana sink late game. Maybe one of these will find its way into your deck, but you're really not going to want one more than one. We have Avon Gaggle Master. It's an incredible name for 1, 5 out of 5. 5 mana 4/3 flyer, good stats. And when it enters the battlefield, you gain 2 life for each creature you control with flying. So slight upside, 5 mana 4/3 flyer. 5 mana 4/3 seems great. 4 mana seems like it deals with a lot of things. Obviously not the Baneslayer Angel, but it deals with angel tokens. It's going to kill most things. It's pretty difficult in Magic to get a 5 health minion out of the board, so 4 is going to be pretty good. I think this card's pretty good. You're going to be fine picking it. Pick 5, pick 6, but definitely not in the first 4. This card's, it's not quite filler, but it's not incredible either. Then, of course, we have the bombs, Baneslayer Angel and Basri Ket. And both of these guys are insane. We know Baneslayer Angel before. It was incredible in limited, but there's going to be no difference now. 5 mana for a 5/5 is just solid quality stats. You'd play that as a vanilla creature in your deck, but it has flying, first strike, lifelink, and 2 more plus sides. I don't know how prevalent demons and dragons are in this set, but if they are, there you go. Basri, 3 mana, planeswalker for 3 loyalty, +1/+1 counter on up to 1 target creature. It gains indestructible until end of turn. It's pretty solid. If you just had that ability, this would be a good card, but it's a solid planeswalker, so it's got 3 abilities. Whenever 1 or more non-token creature attacks this turn, creatures attack this turn, create that many. Wow, that's pretty insane. So it's kind of neat with maybe in historic, you could do this at instant speed with one of those Teferis or Jaces, I can't remember which one. But that seems really good. This is another insane bomb in draft. Really nice white go wide. You'd be okay picking a couple of these guys if you had a Basri in the deck, just because you can do something like, 1-drop, 2-drop, and then this. Not only does it put a planeswalker on the board, but it'll double the amount of creatures. They're tapped and attacking, so they're not going to hold back and defend Basri. But I don't know how aggressive this format's going to be, but it seems pretty solid. We have the Acolyte. When it enters the battlefield, it's a 2/3 lifelink for 4. Okay stats. There's a couple 2/2s here, but it gives +1/+1 counters to 2 other creatures. So this seems very solid. You're getting 4/5 for 4 and lifelink. You can also separate and kind of spread out your things. It makes things better versus removal, right? You could put a +1/+1 counter on your little guy like this or a little guy like this, and 3/3s are much better than 2/2s, and 2/2s are much better than 1/1s. And then a 2/3, it's nice to have a bigger booty on the back there. Then we have Basri's Lieutenant, Vigilance, protection from monocolored. We found with the snake that protection from monocolored is pretty relevant. I don't know how many monocolored things there are in this set, but it's a very sweet card. 3/4 Vigilance, protection from monocolored for 4. When it enters the battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. Insane. Whenever another creature you control dies, if it had a +1/+1 counter. Wow, so these two together, just crazy. This is an amazing bomb. Might get flown over, but who knows. Basri Solidarity, definitely really good in this kind of mono-white go wide deck. You're happy to pick up one of these as an uncommon. Maybe even first 4 picks. You're stoked about it. Now we have a 2/3 for 3, Human Cleric, 1 and a white, tap target creature. Activate this ability only if you control a creature with flying. It seems okay, subpar. You'd, you pick it in a flying deck. It seems pretty, it doesn't get killed by that early game removal, like Shock or any of those black -2/-2 things. It kills that 2/2 Vigilance. And it blocks for a little bit. But yeah, it's an okay card. You're probably going to be fine having one of these in your white deck. And we have a Pegasus. This guy I don't really see being too impactful. Probably never going to want 1/3 for 2, even though it has flying. It's an okay blocker, but you're probably just going to get killed somehow. It can poke for a while, but there seems to be a lot of other white creatures with big butts that are going to kill this. You're not going to get value out of it. Containment Priest, flash. If a non-token creature would enter the battlefield and it wasn't cast, exile it. Well, this is a flash bear, which is kind of cool. You play this in blue-white. If there's any counter spells, you can put it at the end of turn, and it seems pretty cool with something like this. If you have Containment Priest and this guy, this is just exile target creature or planeswalker. Your opponent doesn't get creature at all. We have Daybreak Charger. When Daybreak Charger enters the battlefield, target creature gets +2/+0 until end of turn. 3/1 for 2. Bonkers. I think this is, you want a couple of these, 3 or 4 in that mono-white go wide deck. This card makes it so this card is playable. It's also really good with this guy. It's kind of good with anything. It's great with all of these guys. There seems to be a really nice kind of white weenie thing going on. This card reminds me a lot of in Ixalan. We have the 3/1 dinosaur, and that card was great. There wasn't a whole lot of early game removal, and I'm not seeing much, I'm not really in the removal colors yet, but this card's good. We have Defiant Strike. Yeah, that card seems okay. 1 for a white. You're probably gonna put 1 of these or 2 of these in your white weenie deck. Those aggro decks, how they win is tricking your opponent into you can play a 2-drop plus this on turn 3 and maybe trade up into their 3-drop or whatever. Seems good. Defiant Strike seems like something you're probably going to want to play. We have Dub, Chant Creature. It's +2/+2 and first strike, and it's a knight. I actually think this is good. First strike is incredible. You're going to 2-for-1 yourself. I don't like usually picking auras because of that fact, but this aura can often turn one of your little creatures that was probably going to get, it's going to not have any impact on the game, late game, turn it into something pretty impactful. Like on turn 5, Daybreak Charger is not going to feel very good, but you put a dub on it. It's a 5/3 first strike. It's going to kill their 5-drop without even dying too. Holy crap. It's going to be an amazing blocker. Then we have Faith Fetters. I think this card is a reprint. Chant permanent, gain 4 life. Can't attack, block, or activate abilities unless they're mana abilities. Seems great. Great white removal. Gaining 4 life is going to help protect you. You might want one of these in your white deck, your mono white weenie deck, but probably if you're going 2-color, all these sets are going to be 2-color most likely. But it's just a solid uncommon. Then we have Falconer Adept. Whenever it attacks, create a 1/1 bird. Wow, tap and attacking. seems good, but not incredible. I'd pick up a couple of these if they were handed to me, but I wouldn't kind of follow them down a flying game plan or anything. It seems a little bit slow, but you know, with if you're picking up something like Dub, putting Dub on this guy allows him to attack more frequently. Defiant Strike's not terrible. This seems insane. This is awesome. Put a +1/+1 counter. It gains protection from the color of your choice until end of turn. So this card, just being in the format, allows you to make kind of bold attacks with your Falconer Adept, and if they block, you know, you make them protection, give them +1/+1. You maybe kill their creature, but you definitely don't die to their creature. So this card's insane. Feat of Resistance. It's a good card. You want maybe 2 or 3 of these cards. It reminds me a whole lot of Fight as One in Ikoria. It seems very solid. We have Gale Swooper, flying. When it enters the battlefield, target creature gains flying until end of turn. That seems great. You're super happy to play that after you play a Dusk Charger. This guy just sometimes deals 3 to the opponent. Maybe even more than that, but usually probably about 3 if you're playing that deck. I'd put a couple of these in that white go wide deck, depending on what color you can kind of match it up with. Glorious Anthem, great. Creatures you control get +1/+1. You're going to start 2 for 1 in your opponents. You're going to just start outclassing them. This would go in any white deck, any deck that you're not just splashing white, and you maybe can get away with it if you're splashing white, depending on how good your fixing is, but I don't know about the fixing in this set. We have Griffin Airy, 2 mana for an enchantment at the beginning of your end step. If you gain 3 or more life this turn, create a 2/2 Griffin. This probably is not going to go off. You know, you could maybe make a deck out of it. You can get like Faith Fetters, get some lifelink creatures, but it's probably never going to go off. I'm almost never picking this card. You might pick it, might sideboard it. It seems okay. It's probably never going to get picked. Idol of Endurance. When it enters the battlefield, exile all creature cards with converted mana cost 3 or less from your graveyard until it leaves the battlefield. You may cast. Oh, neat. Yeah, it's not a bomb. It's an okay card. Minimum, you're paying 5 plus the mana cost for 1 recursion effect. It's best bringing back a 3-drop, so you're paying 8 mana. But you get to do that every turn. I don't think this is playable. Really, you're playing it turn 3, you maybe have 2 creatures. You're playing it turn 5, you maybe have 3 creatures, right? And then it's just not worth it to bring those back. There's going to be some better cards. This card, you're going to want a couple of them. Like, it seems pretty solid. We have destroy target creature with power 4 or greater for 3 mana. Sorcery speed, you can't ask for anything more from this card. It's a common. It's going to pull you into white. Might even be a first pick. I think it's a solid card. 4 power seems to be kind of the tipping point here. Then we have Light of Promise. Enchant creature has whenever you gain life, put that many +1/+1 counters. So playing in formats with the Johnny's Pridemate in Limited, it's difficult to get it off, right? I always found it difficult to make that happen. Now you're playing a creature, you're playing an enchantment on that creature. It doesn't make sense that this costs more than a Johnny's Pridemate at all to me. But you know, that's how it goes. This card's, I'd say, unplayable. You don't want to put that in your deck. Makeshift Battalion. Wow, great, perfect card for that whole early game white setup that we were talking about earlier. That's probably going to be one of the. I don't really know what color it's going to fit with yet. You know, it's my first time looking at the set, but Makeshift Battalion seems awesome. It's going to make that whole deck. You're going to try and go 1/2 into Makeshift, and then you're going to have any of these white / other colors of combat tricks. Just keep your 3 minions on board. You're going to run away with the game. We have Mangaro the Diplomat. It's a legendary creature, 4 mana, 2/4, lifelink. Whenever an opponent attacks with creatures, if 2 or more of those creatures are attacking you and or a planeswalker you control, draw a card. Whenever they cast their second spell each turn, draw a card. Very good. You're picking this guy almost no matter what color you're playing, and you're splashing white. I think this card's solid. I mean, if it's pack 3 and you have no business in white at all, and you have no fixing, probably don't pick it. But pack 2, I think no matter what you have, first 3 picks of pack 2, you're going to pick this card. You're going to start leaning towards white. It's that good. 9 lives. This one might be a little bit controversial. 3 mana for an enchantment with hexproof. If a source would deal damage to you, prevent that damage, put an incarnation counter on 9 lives. Then when there are 9 or more incarnation counters on 9 lives, exile it. If it ever leaves the battlefield, you lose the game. So I wonder if there's a combo you can give it to your opponent or something. That might be fun. But this card seems solid. Like, I'd actually put this in a white deck. You can just start ignoring attacks from your opponent. Life is a huge resource, so now you can start making like all-out swings without worrying about the smackback, the blowback from them attacking. Yeah, seems very good. And it's got a lot of cats on it, so quality card. Pick it just so you get to see the cats. Pack leader. I haven't seen that many dogs. There's some dogs. Other dog creatures get +1/+1. If you get a couple dogs, like if you get that vigilance dog and you get that guy, you're playing this card. This guy's pretty cool actually as an attacker too, right? You can threaten combat tricks and attack because he can't take combat damage, when he attacks by himself. So he's actually pretty good by himself. He's not like a bomb or anything, but good card. Rambunctious Mutt. Just such a good boy. He's breaking things, but good boy. He's eating artifacts. Borderline unplayable. You maybe put this in the sideboard. You pick the card because it got a dog on it. Revitalize. 2 mana. Gain 3 life, draw a card. This card seems similar, but worse. I think it's called Bond of Revival. It's a green card that gain 3 life. Look at the top 3. I think you put a creature, or you search and get a creature or land or something, and you gain life. Seems similar. I think you might want some of these in not the white aggro deck, but you'd play one of these guys, and maybe, yeah, you'd play one of these in splash white, because if you're just looking for filler, it's good against the kind of aggro game plan. You're getting a little bit more life. You're maybe getting an extra card deeper into your deck, getting to hit those bombs. Got Ruined Halo. Pretty cool. I like that card a lot. It's just removal. Got an itchy nose. Yeah, there you go. 2 white for an enchantment. ETBs, choose a card. You have protection from the card name. It's kind of cool against tokens. If you have somebody hitting you with a bunch of tokens, it's nice. Sanctum of Tranquil Light. Legendary enchantment. Shrine. Shrines are super cool. But not so good in limited. Tap target creature. Costs 1 less for each shrine you control. So it's not for each other shrine you control, which is neat. So it actually costs 4. It costs 5. Yeah, it doesn't say each other shrine. So 1 mana, and then you pay 4 or 5 to tap a creature. Seems okay. You might want one of those in like a white control deck, blue-white, something like that. But it's not as good as you think. You're not going to play a shrine deck in limited. We got Seasoned Hallowblade. Discard a card, tap Seasoned Hallowblade. It gains indestructible until end of turn. Yeah, that seems pretty cool. It can discard lands late game and be an infinite blocker, or you can save it early game if you're flooded. Seems good. I'd definitely pick up this card if you're trying to go towards that aggro white game plan. You have 5 mana. Secure the Scene. Exile target non-land permanent. Its controller creates a 1/1 white soldier creature token. Well, okay. Seems fine. Yeah. You think about it like pretty similar to 5 mana destroy target creature. You often see that in limited sets in black. It's playable, not in aggro. You maybe want to pick one of these guys up. I don't know how removal is going to be. The bombs seem pretty cool. But then we have Selfless Savior. Sacrifice it. Is a good boy for 1. Another target creature you control gains indestructible till end of turn. Damage and effects that say destroy can't destroy it. There you go. Aww. She raised him from an orphaned pup and gave him life of love. His last act, he thanked her. Oh man, he just. It's good. It's just a good boy. Siege Striker. We have a 1/1 double strike for 3. Whenever it attacks, you may tap any number of untapped creatures you control. Gains +1/+1. Wow, that seems kind of cool. Yeah, I'd put that in my deck for that like mono white weenies deck. You know, I don't know if you can give him trample, but maybe you can give him unblockable somehow. Might be kind of cool. And you turn a bunch of creatures into combat tricks, pretty much. You know, they're not blockers on the backswing, but I like this card. Not incredible. I'd pick this guy over it. He's just good. Speaker of the Heavens, 1/1 Vigilance lifelink. Create a 4/4 angel creature token with flying. Activate this ability only if you have at least 7 or more life than your starting life total. And only anytime you cast a sorcery. Wow, this card's interesting. First reaction's probably not ever going to get it off, but a Vigilance lifelink is not terrible. So this is almost guaranteed going to heal you for like 2. You could put some buffs on it, give it +2/+2. It's Vigilance, so you can just kind of keep attacking with it, hold up your mana, threaten having combat tricks. Seems solid. I'd pick this guy, maybe not first pick. Seems you can maybe build a deck around him. You do like Revitalize and stuff. We have Staunch Shieldmate, a 1-mana 1/3. Seems okay. It's a nice dwarf man. Yeah, 1-mana 1/3. Pretty subpar. I don't know how. I'm not seeing many 1/1s. Not in white, at least. But we have Swift Response. Destroy target tapped creature. Great. Amazing card. Think of this card is like Divine Arrow, right? But way better because it kills anything. Great card. You're gonna pick up a couple of these, especially in that mono white or the early game white deck I was talking about. Then we have 2 mana for a 1/2. Put a +1/+1 counter on target creature with a +1/+1 counter. 6 mana. Put a +1/+1 counter. Yeah, seems good. I'd play this guy. You know, it's a mana sink late game, or if you have some of those cards that put +1/+1 counters, it can just get out of control early game. Seems really solid. I'd pick this guy if he was sent to me. This girl, this lady. Valorous Steed. It's a 3/3 Vigilance for 5. Whenever it enters the battlefield, create a 2/2 Knight with Vigilance. Great card. 2 bodies, 5 mana, both Vigilance, 5. You get 10 stats, 5 and 5. Good card. We got Vryn Wingmare, 3 mana for a 2/1 Flying Pegasus. Non-creature spells cost 1 more to cast. Yeah, I like it. It's a solid card. 2/1 flyer for 3 maybe is good in this format. We are seeing a bunch of 1/3s maybe get flying somehow. Seems good. Good card. Yeah, maybe a little bit below average. But there's definitely some really good white synergies with that kind of aggro deck. And this makes their kill spells a little worse. Oh, man. We got 3 mana, 0/3 defender. Attacking creatures you control get +1/+0. I actually don't think this card's terrible. Just in that one deck. That's the only deck that it's good in. You can just kind of block the 2 drops and you can play it that turn and they get +1/+0. All your attacking creatures. It doesn't need to have haste. Seems solid. We're on to blue. Wow, white. That was something. Alrighty. Blue, we have Baron Tolarian Archmage. Yeah, seems really solid. ETBs, he bounces something, yours or an opponent's, and at the beginning of your end step, if you bounced one of your own things, you draw a card. In Limited, you're probably going to play this to bounce your opponent's stuff, but there's some other ETB things that might be good. So you could bounce a Capture Sphere if there's a better target. You know, just seeing something right there. Cancel, you know, we've seen this many times before. It's good in a certain deck. It's bad in most other decks. You want one, maybe. Discontinuity. Yeah, seems pretty good. Sometimes it's just draw a card, though, right? In the best case. But another thing, if you make an all-out attack and they use a couple cards to maybe a couple combat tricks, you can just be like, I don't really want to deal with this turn anymore. I'm just going to end my own turn. It exiles everything, so I believe this would remove all combat damage, remove everything from combat. Yeah, damage wears off, everything ends. Seems solid. 5 mana for Enthralling Hold. Enchant creature. You can't choose an untapped creature. Oh, so you control it. So take control of target tapped creature, right? This looks like a candle on his head, like a kobold from from World of Warcraft or Hearthstone. Yeah, this card seems okay. Yeah, seems good. I'd pick this card. Yeah, I don't know what big creatures. There wasn't any creatures that I'd really like to put this on in white, especially because a lot of them have vigilance. But yeah, seems solid in that kind of white-blue control deck. There's probably some big guys in green and black, maybe some big guys in red. Put this on. It's a solid, uncommon. Frantic Inventory. 2 mana for a blue instant. Draw a card. Then draw cards equal to the number of cards named Frantic. So it's sometimes a divination-ish effect. Yeah, probably not picking these guys up. Yeah, probably not. Frost Breath. Tap up to 2 card creatures. Wow. Amazing. This is this card is like the Ikoria version, but you know, it is 2 less mana. You can splash it, and it doesn't cycle. So it's worse, and then it's better. Seems really solid. Big blowout turns. You can play this in a blue-green deck. You can play this in white-blue. There's not really much support for white-blue aggro I've seen so far. There's definitely white aggro. But then we're seeing like Jeskai Elder, which got some prowess and early game. So maybe there's a deck there, white-blue early game stuff. Ghostly Pilferer, whenever it becomes untapped, pay 2, draw a card. It seems pretty hefty. It's not unblock. Oh, he can be unblockable. So you're paying 2 to discard a land, draw a card in draft. Subpar. You're 5th picking this guy. Jeskai Elder talked about 1/2 for 2, and it rummages, which is kind of solid. Yeah, it's probably just going to get blocked. It's not really going to get through. It's not a great uncommon. Okay, Glidemaster, Keen Glidemaster. That card seems very good. Anything that says like make a creature flying, make a creature unblockable, solid in green, 2 mana, 2/1, solid body. The 2 drops seem like they're pretty 2 health oriented. You know, this guy might be bad just because we saw a couple 1/3s, but this seems solid. We have Library Larcenist. It's a 3 mana 1/2. Whenever Library Larcenist attacks, draw a card. Yeah, that seems good. If not deals combat damage to a player, this card seems solid. You're picking it over what you would pick Thieving Otter. It's just a little bit better than, even though Thieving Otter kind of fell under the wayside near the end of Ikoria, they still think this card is good. Got Lofty Denial, probably also pretty good in that white deck, or you know, this white-blue deck that we're making, where you can use combat tricks to buff it and, you know, threaten people, but you also, no matter what, whether they kill it or not, you get that card. Very solid. Always a payoff there. Lofty Denial, counter target spell unless its controller plays 1. If you control a creature with a flying, counter it unless its controller plays 4. I don't think you're playing this card. Just, yeah, I think it's maybe a standard card, but probably not. Excuse me. Miscast, counters target instance or sorcery unless their controller plays 3. Kind of cool. Not really a not really a limited card, but maybe you're gonna see some play with this card in standard for sure. Mistral Singer. You got 3 mana for a 2/2 flying prowess, solid creature. Prowess is nice. 3 mana for 2/2 flyers, not terrible either. Yeah, I like this card. I'll pick it sometimes. Got Opt, just solid. It's okay in draft. You know, you can keep a hand with 2 lands and an Opt. If you can play this on 1. Yeah, just we know what Opt does. Pursued Whale. When it enters the battlefield, each opponent creates a 1/1 red pirate creature token with this creature can't block, and creatures you control must attack each combat if able. Cool. So it's almost a kill spell, right? Almost a couple kill spells. You can kind of force your opponent to attack with all of their creatures for 7 mana. I'm not seeing many counter spells that we're just going to play. There's no like Essence Scatter or anything. So Pursued Werewolf seems really solid. This is a great bomb. You're going to trade up on every attacker. That's awesome. And you're just going to let that 1/1 through, so they attack every turn anyways. Got Reign of Revelation. Draw 3 cards, then discard a card. Yeah, you'd play one of these. It's okay. It's kind of like Divination, but you get to discard a land. And it's okay card. Read the Tides. 6 mana for choose 1. Draw 3 cards, or return up to 2 target creatures to their owner's hands. Pretty big tempo swing. You know, it kills tokens. Drawing 3 cards is nice. Yeah, I think you play this card. I think that's a good card. Yeah. And just thinking about it, I think you probably play 1 or 2 of these cards. Like Boon of the Wishgiver is kind of like this. You draw 1 less card, but it's got a different upside. You can't cycle it. Worse than Boon, but still playable. Rewind. 4 mana. Counter target spell. Untap up to 4 lands. Wow. Okay, that's fine. You're probably not playing that. What's kind of cool is you can have this in your hand, counter their combat trick, and still do something second main. It's kind of fun. Riddle form, whenever you cast a non-creature spell, you may have it turn into a 3/3 Sphinx with flying. Awesome. You get to scry every turn. This card's insane. It's coming back. It's good. When Roaming Ghostlight enters the battlefield, return up to 1 target non-spirit creature token to its owner's hand. Yeah, seems solid. 3/2 flying, great. 5, okay. And you get a 2 mana effect to bounce a creature. Yeah, it adds up. All adds up. 3 mana, 3/2 flyer, good. 2 mana, bounce a creature in 1 card, card advantage. Sweet. Rookie Mistake. Until end of turn, target creature gets +2 toughness, and another target creature gets -2 defense. So, reminiscent of like Skullduggery, which was incredibly good in the format, but there was a lot of 1 health creatures, and it killed them. Worse than Skullduggery. It's pretty neat with Prowess. You can get some nice trades in with Prowess. Yeah, maybe it's a solid combat trick. It doesn't kill the creature, which kind of sucks. Most of the time, at least. Rousing Reed. Enchant creature. When it enters the battlefield, draw 2 cards, then discard a card, and gets +1/+1 in flying. Yeah, I'd play this card. You have 3 mana, draw 1, make your creature mostly unblockable. There seems to be a lot of flying in this format, though. Seems solid. Sanctum of Calm Waters. At the beginning of your pre-combat, draw a card and discard a card, right? Equal to Shrines. You're not doing Shrines Unlimited, but solid card. See the truth. Look at the top 3 cards of your library. Put 1 of those cards in your hand, the rest at the bottom of your library in any order. If it was cast from anywhere other than your hand, neat. Really not playable in limited. No, yeah. It's a neat standard card, though. It's cool. You can cast it from, if you cast it from somewhere else, like your grave or something, you get to draw 3 cards. 2 mana, draw 3. Super circumstantial. It's not getting played. Shacklegeist. 2 mana, 2/2 flyer. Great. Can only block creatures with flying. Okay. And then tap 2 untapped spirits. Tap target creature you don't control. So that includes it. Shacklegeist seems solid. You're happy 4th picking this. 3rd picking. 2nd picking if you're already in blue. I don't know if it's a 1st pick. I'd probably pick removal over this guy. But he's not bad. 2 mana, 2/2 flyers. Just really solid body. I'm sleepy. Shipwreck Dowser. 5 mana for a 3/3 prowess. When ETBs, return target instants or sorcery from your graveyard to your hand. This effect is pretty good, we found, especially for only 2 mana, and a 3/3 prowess is nice. You know, I'm saying this is a 2 mana effect because 3 mana, 3/3. You get me. Yeah, seems like a solid card. Spined Megalodon. Hexproof, this creature can't be the target of spells or abilities your opponents control. 5 mana for a 5/7. When it attacks, scry 1. Yeah, so this card's good, right? This card seems good. Hexproof. Yeah, this card's good. Good curve topper. Maybe you want one of these guys in your deck. 5 mana, 3/3 flyer, prowess, ETB, scry 2. The spell costs 2 less if you've cast an instant and sorcery spell this turn. Cool. So, yeah, that guy's cool. If you counter somebody's combat trick with the guy that untops 4 lands, you play this guy in the second combat. Yeah, seems solid. 5 mana, 3/3, prowess, scry 2. It's a good, not quite a bomb, but it's solid creature, can really get you there. Sublime Epiphany. Do everything. 6 mana for an instant. Choose one or more. Counter target spell. Counter target activated ability or triggered ability. Return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. Create a token that's a copy of target creature you control. Target player draws a card. Great. I'm super happy picking this in my draft. Nice one. Teferi. Draw a card. Discard a card. You may activate loyalty abilities of Teferi on any player's turn anytime you can cast an instant. Nice. So, 4 mana for 3 loyalty. Rummage. Target creature you control you don't control phases out. Okay, so you give it +1 on your turn, -3 on your opponent's turn, +1/+1, and then +1 -3. So every 2 turns, it phases something. So, yeah, wow. You get to go through your deck, draw 2 cards, discard 2 cards. This card seems really solid. And then you get to take 2 extra turns after this one. With his ultimate, you're never really going to get the ultimate off, but definitely a solid pick. Can keep removing things. Or if there's nothing on the board, you're just getting insane card advantage, cycling all those lands. Ageless Insight. If you would draw a card except for the first one, draw 2 cards instead. I'm probably not playing this card in limited, but it's a cool card. Teferi's Protégé. 2 mana, draw a card, then discard a card. Yeah. Play this guy. He's cool. Okay, blocker in the early game. Late game, you can pitch some lands, which is nice. Teferi's Tutelage. Whenever it enters the battlefield, draw a card, then discard a card. Whenever you draw a card, target opponent mills 2 cards. Wow, okay, that seems actually good. Yeah, really good. This is a win con in itself. This is like Ashiok level, right? Because if you have just a couple, that's 5 turns, your opponent, just with your normal draw, your opponent is milling 10 cards. A lot of limited games kind of get to that point, but that's 5 turns. So now you have, if you drop this on turn 3, by the time you're at 20 cards in your deck, turn 3 you've drawn like 10-ish cards. So 10 more turns, your opponent is just dead. That seems insane to me. This card, I don't think people are going to pick it early, but put this card in your blue decks. It's great. Yeah. Tide Skimmer. We have a 4 mana flyer with 2/3. Whenever you attack with 2 or more creatures with flying, draw a card. Yeah, pick it. It's a good card. And works with this guy. Wow, this is a deck. Like, this card in itself is a deck. And there's a lot of cards. Draw a card, discard a card. Draw a card, discard a card, draw a card. Everything in blue says draw a card. So, good card. Tide Skimmer, good card. Teleran Kraken. Whenever you draw a card, you may pay 1. When you do, you may tap or untap a creature. So, tap down your opponent's blockers. Not bad. Yeah, pick this guy. 4/6 seems like it doesn't die to anything so far. Crazy. Tome Anima. 4 mana for a 3/3. Can't be blocked as long as you have drawn 2 or more cards this turn. Neat. That seems great in that same deck we were talking about. Unblockable. Seems good. Return target creature or spell to its owner's hand. Yeah, I like it. Good card. I think bounce effects are solid. Don't think you want a bunch of these. You're not picking it over many things, but I think it's good anyways. We have Vodalian Arcanist. 2 mana for a 1/3. Tap to add colorless. Spend this mana only to cast instant or sorcery spells. I don't think you're picking this guy. Not so good. Even in the deck, he's not great. You'd rather have anything else. Waker of Waves. Creatures your opponents control get -1/-0. Discard it. Look at the top 2 cards of your library. Put one of them into your hand and the other in your graveyard. Wow. Great card. Just amazing. Yeah, you want this card. And this is like a... What is it like? This is like a super... It's the green one. Yeah, 7/7 with cycling. Super cycling. And it's better than that card when ETBs. That card's kind of unblockable, so you could say that's better, but good card. Wall of Runes, you get to scry. No. 4 mana, 2/5. Actually seems like a solid blocker. You'd probably pick one of these guys up. Oh man, we're almost done. We're a third of the way there. We have Alchemist's Gift. Target creature gets +1/+1 and gains your choice of Death Touch or Lifelink until end of turn. Wow. Great combat trick. Super good. Maybe black-white weenies. You know, that's always kind of a thing. Good card. Now we have 1 mana, 1/1 lifelink. Whenever it ETBs, if it entered from your graveyard or you cast it from your graveyard, exile it. If you do, make a 5/5. I don't know how we're going to do that, but that seems like a solid effect. It's a chump, and then we can figure out how to cast from graveyard or revive it. Maybe cool. We'll keep that in mind as we're reviewing other cards. It is an uncommon, though. Might be a fun card for standard. Bad Deal. You draw 2 cards, and each opponent discards 2 cards. Each player loses 2 life. Okay. Bad card. I don't like it. It's too expensive. You're dying before you play that card. It's a divination, plus your opponent discards 2 and takes 2 damage. And you take 2 damage. Yeah, I don't like it. Blood Glutton, 4/3 lifelink. Oh, solid. Yeah, you're putting these guys in your deck. You're putting these guys in your aggro deck. You're putting in any black deck. Good card. Caged Zombie, 3 mana for a 2/3. Each opponent loses 2 life. It's hard to review this. I haven't seen many tokens, so that's probably the best way that this is happening. But also pseudo unblockable late game. Okay, it's a okay card. 4 mana for a 0/5 gets +X+O, where X is the greatest power among creature cards in graveyard. When it ETBs, mill 4 cards. Oh, mill 4 cards from your library. Yeah. Good card. 4 mana. 4/5. Maybe 2/5. You put this in your deck. Yeah. No, it's a bad card. It's not doing enough. Sorry. When it ETBs, you may sacrifice a creature or discard a creature card. If you do, draw a card. Okay, that seems fine. When it dies, create a 1/1 green sapperling creature. 3 mana, 3/2. Great. Really, really solid card. Works well with this. Demonic Embrace. Enchant creature gets +3/+1 and has flying and is a demon in addition to its other types. You may cast Demonic Embrace from your graveyard by paying 3 life, discarding a card in addition to paying its other costs. Yeah, that seems solid. Put in that same deck I'm talking about, that White Weenies deck. Black, put it on top, put it on a lifelink creature, it pays for itself, discard land. You're stoked. Duress has not been solid in draft. Eliminate straight target creature, planeswalker with converted count of 3 or less. Great. Good card. You're picking this card. First picking it, you're happy about it. Then we have flying. It's a 1 mana or 2 mana, 1/2 against Death Touch, and it's a flyer. I don't think you're picking this guy. Not impactful enough. Finishing Blow, destroy target creature or planeswalker. Great instant speed. Bam. Gloom Sower. Whenever it becomes blocked by a creature, that creature's controller loses 2 life, you gain 2 life. It's too big, dies to too many things. Not great. 6 mana, sack a creature, trample. When ETBs, each opponent sacks a creature. Okay, yeah, you play this guy. He's good. Grasp of Darkness. Great card. Wow, just so great. Double black's kind of hard to do early game, but I think it's pretty good. Usually can kill a bigger creature than this too, because they might block, combat trick. Or it just kills an early drop. Very versatile. Man, I was tired, I guess. Grim Tutor. Search your library for a card, put that card into your hand, then shuffle your library, lose 3 life. I don't think you're picking this guy. Yeah, you're not picking it. It's not very good. Hooded Blightfang. 3 mana, 1/4 Death Touch. Whenever a creature you control with Death Touch attacks each... Oh, man. And it kills play. Good card. Picking this guy. It's a bomb. You're picking all the Death Touchers. Picking that flying Death Toucher. You're picking everything. Yeah, I like it. Infernal Scarring. 2 mana. When this creature dies, draw a card. Yeah, you put that in the deck that I've been talking about. Subpar in every other deck. Wow, 4 mana for a 3/2. Other creatures get -1/-1. That seems very cool. I'd play that card. Ooh, moving around. Play that card in my deck. Stops that white weenies. Also, you can choose when you're putting this in play, so it's better for you than for your opponent almost always. It's cool if you're losing, and you just don't play it if you're winning. You keep it in your hand for when you're losing. It's a neat card. Kite Sail Freebooter. ETB's target. Oh, yeah, and it's flying. Love it. You love to see it. Non-creature, non-land. Maybe not so good in draft, but it's going to hit something, I think, all the time. Liliana, Waker of the Dead. 4 mana for a 4 loyalty planeswalker. Each player discards a card, then each opponent who can't loses 3 life. Yeah, that's a good ability. Target creature gets -X/-X, where X is the number of cards in your graveyard. Okay, yeah, so that's good 4 mana to kill a creature some of the time. You get an emblem at the beginning of combat on your turn. Put target creature card from a graveyard onto the battlefield under your control. It gains haste. Yeah, when that goes off, you're going to win. So this card is a bomb. You're picking it. Picking it for your collection. You're picking it to win. Liliana's Devotee. It's a human warlock. Makes zombies bigger. Zombie lord. It's not a zombie. Weird. At the beginning of your end step, if a creature died, you may pay 2. Yeah, you're picking that card. That's good. Liliana's Standard Bearer Flash. When it ETBs, draw X cards, where X is the number of creatures that died under your control this turn. 3/1 Flash for 3. Good. Upside. Yes. Okay, you're picking this card. It's solid. Without this, you're playing it. It's kind of like a Brazen Borrower. Yeah, not really, but kind of. Liliana's Steward. Sack it. Target opponent discards a card. Yeah, I think you play that card. Can chump something. Yeah, I like it. Malefic Scythe. Enters the battlefield with soul counter. Oh yeah, this is insane. Wow, this card's great. You want this card in every black deck. You just let it sit on the battlefield. It gets killed. You equip it to a creature. Creature gets killed. Next creature gets bigger. Equip 1. Cost 2. No brainer. Great card. Now we have Masked Blackguard. We have 2 mana for a 2/1 flash. Pay 3. It gets +1/+1. That's a great card. This black flash stuff is pretty sweet. I like it a lot. Masker Worm. Wow. Yeah. You're picking this first. You're picking this whenever you see it. And you're going black. That's just what's happening. Just a crazy bomb. Yeah, crazy, good bomb. Mind Rot we've seen work kind of. It's like 2 out of 5. Necromentia. Choose a card name other than basic land card name. Search target opponent's graveyard, hand, and library for any number of cards with that name and exile them. That player shuffles their library, creates 2/2 black zombie creature token. Target opponent. Bad card. Yeah. Peer into the abyss. Target player draws cards equal to half the number of cards in their library and loses half their life rounded up each time. It's kind of cool. Yeah, you're not playing in draft though. All creatures get -2/-2 until end of turn. Awesome. Remove 2 loyalty counters from each planeswalker. Yeah, it's a great card. Just for the first ability. It's a big sweeper. You do it after making, some inappropriate attacks or blocks, and you just wipe their whole board. Rise again. Return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. Yeah, you're playing this guy. That seems sweet. And it's a common. Oh my god, it's a common. So that makes that one drop that makes a 5/5 better, but not incredible, right? Because it's just a 1-mana 1/1 most of the time. Maybe you do it sometimes. I think this card's actually good. Sanctum of Stonefangs, 2 mana for a legendary enchantment. Pre-combat main phase, each opponent loses X life and you gain X life. So this just being deal 1, heal 1 every turn, you play it in every black deck. Just straight up, and you're not really caring about any of the other shrines, so you're not playing any other shrines, you're just playing this card. One of course. This spell costs 3 less if you've cast if you've gained 3 or more life this turn. Kind of cool with that black-white synergy. Return 2 creature cards from your graveyard to your hand. Yeah, good card. I like it a lot. Silver Smoked Ghoul. At the beginning of your end step, if you gained 3 or more life this turn, return it to the battlefield tapped. Sack it to draw a card. Wow. Yeah, you like that guy a lot. Zombie Vampire. Weird. I don't know if that's how it works, but it's fun. ETBs deal 1 damage to any target. Yeah, that guy's good. Good card. Tavern Swindler. Pay 3 life, flip a coin. If you win a flip, gain 6 life. Damn. It's a cool card. Hilarious. Yeah, it's a bear that has upside, question mark. Oh, actually, it does have upside, right? It works with all of these things. Yeah, you put that in the white deck. That's cool. Cool card. 1/1 flash. When this ETBs or another rogue enters the battlefield, each opponent mills 2 cards. As long as an opponent has 8 or more cards in their graveyard, it gets +2/+1 in Death Touch. Awesome. This card's incredible. Late game, it's a flash Death Touch. It's a kill spell for anything that's attacking. And the milling doesn't super matter, but it might. It might in that maybe blue-black seems good. Draw cards, with that enchantment. Village Rites. Sack a creature, draw 2 cards. Yeah, that's a good card. Instant speed too, so you can chump with a creature, and then you can draw 2 cards from it. Really solid for a 1-mana card. 3 mana. Whenever you gain life, target opponent loses that much life. Now that is a combo. Swindler plus Veto. Wow. Yeah, you're picking this card. You're doing the deck. 2/2 zombie for 2. Okay. Witch's Cauldron. Sack a creature, gain 1 life, draw a card. Great card. You're putting that in your deck. Halfway there. Battle Rattle Shaman. At the beginning of your combat on your turn, you may have target creature get +2/+2 until end of turn. Red-white, maybe? Seems okay. Bolthound. Haste. When it attacks other creatures you control, get +1. Yeah, seems good in that red-white deck. Bone Pit Brute. 4/5 menace for 6. When it ETBs, target creature... Oh, man. I like that guy. That's cool. Yeah, good card too. Brash Taunter is insane. This is the best card in the whole set, in my opinion. Brash Taunter is the best card in all of Limited right now. You don't care what deck you're playing this card. I'm serious. Like, if you are blue-white control, or blue-white aggro, or, black-blue mill, you are splashing a couple mountains to play this card in your deck. Because anytime this card enters the battlefield, you win the game. It's insane. It's stupid. Yeah, this card should be banned from Limited. This card's really solid with that aggro white game plan. I don't see much support so far. Actually, there's some pretty solid support. Bolthound. But yeah. And you can play Brash Taunter. Chandra, Heart of Fire. 5 mana for 5 loyalty. Discard your hand. Exile the top 3 cards of your library until end of turn. You can play the cards exiled this way. Cool. And deals 2 damage to any target, -9. Search your library and graveyard for any card, number of red instants or sorceries. Exile them. Shuffle your library, you may cast them, add 6. Yeah, this is not going to be anything. These two are insane. Very, very good. Very good card. Very good, worse than Brash Taunter. Chandra's Incinerator. Costs X less to cast, where X is the total amount of non-combat damage. 6 mana, 6/6. Let's look at that. That's good. 6 mana, 6/6 trample. That's good. Whenever a source you control deals non-combat damage to an opponent, deals that much damage to target creature or planeswalker. Insane. Yeah, great card. You are picking this card. 6 mana, 6/6 trample, and massive upside. Deals 1 damage to target creature or planeswalker. Insane. This card, it doesn't look incredible, but one, it's a dog. Good boy. Seems to be a flaming Doberman. And yeah, player, planeswalker, I think it's solid. Oh, I thought it was creature as well. Maybe less good, but it works well with other stuff too. Pyreling, whenever a source you control deals non-combat damage to a player, it gets +1 and gains double strike. Well, now that is a combo. Yeah. Yep, that's good. You're picking these guys. You're picking this guy because this guy's a common. Conspicuous Snoop. Play with the top card of your library revealed. You may cast goblin spells from the top. As long as the top card of your library is a goblin, you may have it. It has all the activated abilities. Nope. Not a good card. Crash through, gain trample until end of turn, draw a card. Sure, I'd play that. In that red-white aggro deck. Destroy target creature. Creatures without flying can't block this turn. Yes, you pick up this card. Creatures without flying can't block this turn is solid. You don't really care about the other thing in that aggro deck, but also in like if you're playing red plus anything that kind of board stalls, this breaks a board stall for 3 mana, wins the game. Double Vision. Whenever you cast your first instant or sorcery, copy that spell. You may choose new targets for the copy. Bad. In limited, Fiery Emancipation. If a source you control would deal damage to a permanent or player, deals triple that damage to that permanent or player instead. Yes. Okay. What? Yeah. This is you win the game if you have this card. Just need any creature, and it like that's insane. Firemut just shocks or lightning bolts people. That's a great card. You're picking that every time. Furious Rise. It is 3 red, but you can't splash it. But you go red for it. At the beginning of your end step, if you control a creature with power 4 or greater, exile the top card of your library. You may play that card until you exile another card. I don't like this card. 3 mana, sometimes draw 1, but for the rest of the game, but you need a 4 mana creature. There doesn't seem to be a whole lot of those in red. Speaking of 4 mana creature, Furor the Bitten. Yeah, that's good in that deck I was talking about. +2/+2, and you want to attack you each turn. Goblin Arsonist. Kills a 2-drop. No, you're not playing that. It's kind of neat with these guys. You maybe play with this. Goblin Wizardry. Create 2/1/1 Goblin Wizard creature tokens with prowess. I don't think that's very good. Kind of do some funny things with the draw card. Creatures you control gain trample until end of turn, but I don't like it very much. Whenever you sacrifice a permanent, deals 1 damage to any target. I haven't really seen many sacrifice permanent effects, but it's a 5 mana 5/5. Can't be that bad. Heartfire Immolator. Human Wizard with prowess, 2 mana. Sacrifice it, it deals damage equal to its power to target creature or planeswalker. Great card. Incredible card. Yeah, very, very good. Very solid. You're putting a couple of those in your deck if you can. Hellkite Punisher. This is a good card. It's definitely a great curve topper. It's flying 6/6 for 7. Gains +1/+0 for 1 red. Yeah, nice card. Hobble Fiend, 2 mana, 2/1 trample. Sacrifice another creature, put a +1/+1 counter on it. Yes, you play that in the deck that I was talking about. The one deck that I'm actually seeing be good is white weenies. I'm not seeing many other like incredible cards. So you're playing white, black, white, red. But I'm also missing two colors, one color. Yeah, green. Gains +2/+0 until end of turn. Good card. And it's a good dog. Look at that dog. Kinetic Augur, 4 mana for an X4, star 4, trample. Kinetic Augur's power is equal to the number of instant sorceries, and ETBs discard up 2 cards that draw them any cards. No, not a good card. 3 mana, 4/2. Yeah, we know how that works. It's good in Ikoria sometimes. There's not actually that much shock effects. Like, this doesn't die to many things. There's a lot of 2x creatures though, but it kills the 2/3s. It kills a lot of 4 or 5 drops that we've seen. I'd pick this card in the red deck. Pitchburn Devils. When it dies, it deals 3 damage to any target. That's very good. Very good card. Discard a card, a land card or shrine. It deals X to target creature, planeswalker. No, that's a bad card. Scorching Dragonfire. Target creature, planeswalker, it exiles it. Amazing. And Shock. Oh, we have Shock. So Shock is amazing. Scorching Dragonfire is amazing. Pick both of those guys. Spellgorger, weird. Very good as well. In the common slot. Very good. Soul Seer deals 5 damage to target creature or planeswalker. That permanent loses indestructible. Yeah, great card. Wow. Yeah, great card. There's some really solid red removal. Red feels great. Then we have 3 mana, 2/3 haste. Another target creature with power 2 or less can't be blocked. Discard your hand until end of turn. Whenever a creature you control with power 2 or less deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. Wow. Very good card. I love it. I love it. Sure Strike. Solid combat trick. Put it in that red-white deck. 5 mana, 5/4 flyer. Spells your opponent cast that target this cost an additional 3 life. Just a great effect. Whenever another creature whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, Terror of the Peaks deals damage equal to that creature's power to any target. Wow. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Big ol' bomb. Thrill of Possibility. Pay 2. Discard a card. Draw 2 cards. Some prowess stuff. Yeah. You like this card. You play that card. Yeah, I like it. Traitor's Greed. Gain control of target creature. Untap it. So, gains haste. Add 2 mana of any one color. Oh, neat. So, it's kind of 2 mana. But it's a sorcery. Probably not playing it. There's some sack effects in red, but not in the common slot, if I am correct. Sack effect. Oh, Hobblefiend. Okay, if you have a couple Hobblefiends, you'll pick that guy. Transmogrify. Exile target creature. Yeah, you're not playing that card. Turn to Slag. Bad removal, but removal. Turret Ogre. Reach when it ETBs if you control a creature with power 4 or greater. Yeah, I like this card. It seems solid. 4/3 Reach. Reach is good, especially in this. We see a lot of white and blue flyers. Good. Double the power. Okay. Yeah, that guy's good. Yeah, it's like the worst trick that we've seen, but it seems okay. Double Strike is so much better. Volcanic Geyser, but this doubles a Double Striker. Volcanic Geyser, great. Great, great, great. Very good card. It gets better late game, but also sometimes it's 4 mana, deal 2, 5 mana, deal 3. Instant speed, combat trick, kills a planeswalker. Awesome. I love this card. Volcanic Salvo, 12 mana. Costs X less, where X is the total power of creatures you control. Deals 6 damage to each of up to 2 creatures and/or planeswalkers. No. Not playing this card, not picking this card. Wow, reprinting Azusa. That's interesting. Not good in draft, but interesting. Burlfist Oak. Whenever you draw a card, it gets +2 until end of turn. Yeah, great attacker. 4 mana, 4/5 on your turn, and you can buff it if you're going some sort of draw card build. You know, blue's doing that really well. Must be blocked if able. 4 mana, 4/2. When it dies, you gain 1 life for each creature that died this turn. No, not a good uncommon. Colossal Dreadmaw, 6 mana, 6/6 trample. Great, I love it. Cultivate, search for up to 2 basic lands, reveal those cards. Really good. Way better Azusa. In limited, at least. Yeah, so you put the other into your hand. It's like draw 2 cards, ramp 1. I like that card a lot. I put Cultivate in a lot of decks. Then you can just pick more Dreadmaws. It's awesome. Drowsing Tyrannodon, Defender. As long as you control a creature with power 4 or greater, it can attack. As long as it doesn't. As if it didn't have Defender. 3 mana, 3/3 with Defender. For 2. I have no clue what this card is going to be, and I don't think I would play it in my deck. Play things that do things, that doesn't do much. Gargaroth, 5 mana, 6/6. Amazing bomb in draft. There seems to be like 1 or 2 bombs in each color, which is nice. It's got Vigilance, Trample, and Reach for 5 mana, 6/6. And it's not legendary. This card is actually solid for standard 2 as soon as all the crappy blue stuff gets rotated out. Attacks or blocks, choose one, make a 3/3. Yeah, insane. You're picking this card. It's moving you into... It's not as good as the 1/1 though, which sucks. But this card's amazing. Feline Sovereign. Other cats you control have +1/+1 and protection from dogs. Hilarious for 1. Whenever one or more cats you control deal combat damage to a player, destroy up to 1 artifact. 3 mana. It's not good. Fierce Empath. Whenever it ETBs, search your library for a creature card with confirmed mana cost 6 or greater, reveal it, put it in your hand, shuffle your library. It is a 3 mana Elvish Visionary, but better. Okay. Yeah, I like that card. I'd play it in my deck. Fungal Rebirth. Return target permanent card from your graveyard to your hand. If a creature died this turn, create 2. Wow, 1/1. So that card seems insane. Your creature gets destroyed, right, on your opponent's turn. You return it back to your hand to play it next turn. You get 2 1/1s. Awesome. Great. 4 mana for a 4/4 Planeswalker. I'm seeing a trend. Or a 4 loyalty Planeswalker. To 1 target creature gets +3/+3 and gains trample. Solid. Every turn doing that. Create a 3/3 beast. If an opponent controls more creatures than you, put a loyalty counter on. Wow. That's great. You get an emblem at the beginning of your end step. You may search your library for a creature card, put it on the battlefield, shuffle your library. Amazing bomb. There's a bomb for every color, apparently. 5 mana, 7/3. Don't play this card. It dies to everything. Garruk's Harbinger. 3 mana, 4/3. Hexproof from black. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player or planeswalker, look at that many cards from the top of your library. You may reveal a creature card or a Garruk Planeswalker card among them and put that card into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom. Wow. Incredible card. Great card. But, I'd trade. Do I want to pick these 2 or do I want to pick that 1 red card? Pick the red card. The stuffy doll. Garruk's Uprising. When it ETBs, if you control a creature with power 4 or greater, draw a card. Okay. Creatures you control have trample. Whenever a creature with power 4 or greater enters the battlefield, draw a card. Yeah, it seems like power 4 is big in green, so you're stoked about that. You're happy about all of those things happening. Here's another one. As long as you've drawn 2 or more cards this turn, gets +2 in vigilance. Yes, you like this guy. I'm sleepy. Permanents you control gain hexproof and indestructible until end of turn. It's a good trick, but not incredible. Hunter's Edge, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control, then that creature deals combat damage equal to its power to target creature you don't control. Great. Great card. I like it. Yeah, it doesn't even fight it. It just, oh man, that's so good. Invigorating Surge, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control, then double the number of +1/+1 counters on that creature. Green-white counters might be fun, but not incredible. Don't pick that card. Joriel Monvuli Recluse. Whenever you draw your second card each turn, create a 2/2 cat. See, here's the thing. I'm not seeing many draw cards. I'm seeing that enchantment that draws you a second card. But like, you're gonna have to play two colors. There's a lot of rewarding stuff for the green, so you could maybe go like green-blue and have all those draw synergies and gain some life. 1 mana, gain 4. If a creature died this turn, gain 8. Wow. I think that card is really solid. 6 mana until end of turn. Creatures you control have base power and toughness XX, where X is the number of cards in your hand. So this card is good. This card is good. It doesn't do much in most decks, but it does some in lots of decks. This card is incredible. Wow. Visionary you are. It's arguably, I want to say, the best. Like, this is an incredible green common, but this is also an incredible green common. You're going to put this in every green deck. And this one. It's hard to say. Not this one. This is the card that makes this good. Ornery Dilophosaur. 3/3 or 2/2 Death Touch for 4. Whenever it attacks, if you control a creature with power 4 or greater, it gets +2/+2. Okay, you're picking it. Sometimes it's not great though. Portcullis Vines. I like it. I think it's good. You draw a card, it synergizes with other stuff. Yeah. Blocks sometimes. Sacks itself. Not incredible. Mediocre. Getting worse every time I think about it. Okay, 3 mana for Pride Malkin. 1. It's a cat. It's great. Beautiful art. Looks like it's hand painted. When it ETBs, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature. So it's a 3 mana 3/2. Wow, each creature you control with a +1/+1 counter has trample. This card's amazing, for one. Just another really great green common. We're seeing a lot of those. Green-red seems really good. Red seems like a very, very solid color. Green is up there as well. You can pick a couple of these. Yeah, awesome. Primal Might. Target creature gets +X/+X until end of turn, then fights one target creature you don't control. Very, very good. That's a very, very good spell. I would first pick that card. Whenever you cast a spell that's white, blue, black, or red, put a +1/+1 counter on it. Yeah, okay. You play this card. Play this card in a 2-color deck. I think that you play this card in a 2-color deck. Half your cards give this card a +1/+1 counter. It's a bear sometimes. Maybe you don't play it. Ranger's Guile. Target creature gets +1/+1 and hexproof until end of turn. Great combat trick. Return to Nature. We're seeing like green-blue would be solid. Then we also want to see green-red. We want to see red-white and black-red. And maybe red-blue. Yeah, those are some good combos. Return to Nature. Bad. Run afoul. Target. Whoa. Just maybe the best sideboard card ever printed. Very, very good. 1 mana, instant, target opponent sacrifice a creature with flying. Good card. Sabertooth Mauler. You're not putting this in your main deck. Sabertooth Mauler. At the beginning of your end step, if a creature died this turn, put a +1/+1 counter and untap it. Yes. Good card. Good card. I'm going to say a good card. Most of the time it's a 4/4. Can get out of hand. Sanctum of the Fruitful Harvest. Ramps for 1 every turn. That's okay. Not incredible. Amazing. Scavenging Ooze is like a first pick. That card's so good. It's good in standard. It's good here too. I'm probably going to get 4 of these. Citizen Training. 2 mana. Enchant creature you control. ETBs, draw a card. Creature gets +1/+1 when trample. I didn't ever play with this card when it came out, but it seems okay in draft. Okay. Snare Spinner's really good in draft. Then we have Skyway Sniper. 1 mana, 1/2 reach, deals 1 damage to target creature with flying. No, don't pick this card. Snare Spinner is a 3/3 reach for 2. Great. And it doesn't attack for that, but that's not why you play it. Spore Web Weaver. Reach, hexproof protection from hexproof from blue. Whenever it's dealt damage, you gain 1 life and create a green sapling. Wow, just a great card. It doesn't die to any flying creatures, pretty much. And you gain a bunch of life and gain sapperlings. Like, you can attack with this and gain life. You can give it enchantments and stuff. I like this card a lot. It's a good bomb. Bronchodon has proved to be amazing. It's 3 mana for a 3/4. Sacrifice it to destroy target artifact or enchantment. Totanic Growth is okay. Maybe play 1. Track down. Scry 3. Reveal the top card of your library. If it's a creature card or land card, draw it. That card is good. Look at the top 3. Put 2 lands on the bottom. Oh, you can get a land with it too. It's okay. It's okay card. Travel Snout. When it ETBs, put a +1/+1 counter on it. 3 mana 3/3 is great. Or you gain 4 life. Versatile. Nice. That's awesome. 6 mana, 5/7 Vigilance. Whenever Warden of the Woods becomes target of spell or ability and opponent controls, you draw 2 cards. Yeah, good curve topper. And we have Wildwood Scourge. ETBs with X +1/+1 counters, X and a green. Whenever 1 more +1/+1 counters are put onto another non-Hydra creature, put a +1/+1 counter. Yeah, this guy's good. Just to play in your deck. Multicolor cards. Wow. Oh, we're almost through. When Alpine Houndmaster enters the battlefield, you may search your library for a card named Alpine Watchdog and a card named Igneous Cur. Oh, neat. That's the pump creature and the 2/2 Vigilance, I believe. Reveal them, put them into your hand, shuffle your library. That's so cool. I love it. I love that card. The flavor is amazing, and it's actually good. Whenever it attacks, it gets +X/+0 until end of turn, where X is the number of other attacking creatures. Just the fact that it's a 2 mana, it sometimes draws 2 cards, 2 cards that you might even be putting in your deck. I love it. 2 mana for a 2/2. If 1 or more +1/+1 counters will be put on a creature you control, that many +1 is instead put on top. That card seems great. Yeah, you're putting that in the green-white deck, which I didn't know was a thing. Green-white counters, we talked about a little bit. But it's not going to be incredible, I don't think. Yeah, it doesn't move you into it. If you end up in those colors, fine. Direfleet Warmonger. 3 mana for a 3/3. Yep, we're happy about that. At the beginning of combat on your turn, you may sacrifice another creature. If you do, it gets +2/+2, gains trample. Yeah. No, it's a 3 mana 3/3. Ignore this. Your creature's going to just die to removal. But 3 mana 3/3, solid. There's a bunch of uncommons here. Experimental Overload. Create an XX blue and red weird creature where X is the number of instant sorceries in your graveyard. Then you may return an instant sorcery card from your graveyard to your hand, exile it. Wow, that seems incredible. Yeah, very, very good card in red-blue. Indulging Patrician. Patricia. 3 mana, 1/4, flying lifelink. At the beginning of your end step, if you gain 3 or more life this turn, each opponent loses 3 life. Great. Love it. Black, white, gain life? Heck yeah. There's some pretty sweet cards in that. I want to play that card in Standard, Historic, and all that stuff. Leafkin Avenger, 4 mana for a 4/3, add 1 green for each creature you control with power 4 or greater. Good. Pay 8. It deals damage equal to its power to target player or planeswalker. Great. Yeah, it's sometimes... I love it. That's a good card in red-green. That's what you're trying to do. You're supposed to be big creatures. You can tap it. Let's say add 3 mana. Then pay 5 to deal 4 to your opponent every turn. Awesome. Lore Scale Codal. Whenever you draw a card, oh my gosh. Big boy. Good. Draw cards, blue, green. We talked about this. Put it in the deck. Nyambi, Esteemed Speaker. Flash for 2/1 for 2. When it ETBs, you may return another target creature you control to its owner's hand. If you do, gain life to that creature. This is a converted mana cost. Not incredible. Yeah, don't like that card super much. Obsessive Stitcher, 3 mana for a 0/3. Draw a card, then discard a card. 4 mana, sacrifice it, return target creature card. Whoa. Whoa. This card's insane. Yeah, like very, very good. Very, very good. Very good. Radha, Heart of the Keld. As long as it's your turn, it has first strike. Great. 3 mana for a 3/3. First strike's awesome. You may look at the top card of your library at any time. You may play lands. Wow. Incredible. Incredible, incredible. Then we have 6 mana, gets +X/+X until end of turn where X is the number of lands you control. Even better. Just this card is a big old bomb. And it lets you play red, which is the card that has the best card in the whole set. So there you go. Okay. The 5 color, you're not playing it, but let's look at it. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may search your library and or graveyard for a shrine card, put it onto the battlefield. You search your library this way, shuffle it. And an ability of another shrine you control triggers while you control 6 or more shrines. So you need this plus the other 5 shrines. Okay, it's a standard deck. It builds itself, but not in draft. 5 mana for a 4/5 at the beginning of your end step. If a creature died this turn, draw a card. Great card. Great card. Watcher of the Spheres. Creature spells with flying cost 1 less to oh, good card. Blue-white flyers is a thing. Whenever another creature with flying ETBs gets +1/+1 until end of your turn. Nice. Yeah, I like that card. Colorless, we have Ugin. Very good card. Deals 3 damage to any target. It costs 8 though. You could probably fit this guy into any deck though. Okay, Chromatic Ori. You may spend mana as though it were mana of any color. Add 5 colorless. Draw a card for each color among permanents you control. You're not playing that card, but it's cool. Maybe you play it. It's kind of fun. Chrome Replicator. When it ETBs for 5 mana for a 4/4, if you control 2 or more non-land, non-token permanents with the same name as one another, create a 4/4. Wow. Okay. Yes, 5 mana for a 4/4 is... I'd play that in decks. But then also, if you have a consistent deck, if you get a 4/4. So pretty big upside. Circumstantially good. You probably want 3 or 4 of any creature. Like if you have 3 or 4 copies of any one creature in your deck, this guy's good. Epitaph Golem, 5 mana for a 3/5. Put target card from your graveyard on the bottom of your library. I think that card is great. I actually like that card. I think you want to definitely put it in your sideboard. And maybe mainboard it in like most decks. Forgotten Sentinel, 4 mana for a 4/3. ETB's tapped. Okay, that's fine. You're putting it as a 4 mana if you're doing that thing in your red-green deck or your green deck. Maze Mind Tome. Put a page counter on Maze Mind Tome. Scry 1. Okay, tap, pay 2 to scry 1. Every turn seems great in draft. Pay 2, put a page counter on it. Draw a card. When there are 4 or more, exile it. If you do, gain 4 life. Okay. This card is So you get to scry 4 times, or draw 4 cards, or any combination. I like it, but I don't know if it's good. 5 mana, deals 2 to any target. Meteorite, not good. Palladium Mirror is awesome. You can play pretty much anything. It's yeah, it's pretty crazy. You play this in any deck other than that red-white deck I was talking about, red-black deck. Prismite, probably don't play that card. Short Sword, probably don't play that card. Silent Dart, probably don't play that card. Sky Scanner, ETBs draw a card. Yeah, if you're doing that. If you have all those green cards, it's a 1/1 flyer, blocks flying, jumps, draws a card, replaces itself. Good. Simulacrum should go in every single deck. 4 mana for, yeah, it's just great. Great. Masticore. Discard a card, 3 mana for 3/4, 1 mana. Okay, that's pretty sweet. Gains indestructible. Amazing card. Tormod's Crypt. There we go. All the lands you're gonna really want. You like fixing, but it's not incredible. Scrylands are good. Yeah. And then, is that it? That's it. Well, let's scroll down to the bottom. Some pretty nice art on these guys. Well, that's it. We have life gain lands, scry lands. Maybe we'll talk about some of the other ones. You're not playing Radiant Fountain. Fabled Passage is great. And this guy you might play if you have those guys. Yeah, if you have a couple of them. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully I'll do another one of these, and I'll talk some more and have some videos about actually drafting the format. Okay, well, yeah, have a good day, guys.